I love reviewing the eyeshadow palettes. I do a lot of those, multiple eye look videos and some makeup talk videos. So if you guys are into that kind of content, then make sure to subscribe to my channel because I love to have you guys here. And for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Gourmande Girls collab palette with Doodles by the Bunny. And this is the Silent Night palette. So I'm going to show you guys some swatches, how this palette looks up close. This palette was gifted to me by Gourmande Girls, so thank you guys so much for sending this my way. And currently it is in stock and it retails for $54.99. And it has 5 duochrome, 7 matte, and it's vegan and cruelty free. This palette was inspired by Doodles by the Bunny some time ago, and they wanted to use their favorite holiday melody to bring it to life. It's non-traditional color story to take you through the holidays and into the new year, keeping you cozy and giving you festive look and party-pleasing pops of color. And this palette definitely gives me that. It gives me evening into the New Year's vibe. That's why you have some blues and silvers in this one. And I will say, it doesn't have a lot of color variations with this one. They really focus it mainly on the blues, yellows, and the browns, and a little hint of purple right here. It's like a satin duochrome kind of shimmer. Very interesting. You guys seen this formula in their previous palettes too. And I'm going to show you guys 3 completely different eye looks. So first I'm going to show you. So for my first look, I went with the nude beige shade. Has a transition. It's super light. It could barely show up on my skin, but it didn't give me a problem at all. It's just a nice base color for me. And then I use this taupey purplish shade. I really love the shade. The tone of it is really pretty. It's a lot darker than the other shade, so it really added a lot of depth with this look. And just here and right here, I'm just blending it and just adding depth with this darker black shade right here. Doing like almost like a shadow liner look almost. Then I have to put some NYX glitter glue. This iridescent shade in my inner lid. And it comes out kind of blue and glowy. Almost satin-like, satin glowy kind of shimmer. And then I use the most sparkly shimmer out of this palette. I use my finger just to kind of even it out. And then I have to use these 2 browns that I used from earlier on the bottom real quick. So this look was kind of easy to do. It wasn't my favorite because I did something towards the end at the end result. But you guys will see. The inner corner, I thought the inner corner was really pretty. It's just a little pop of blue. But yeah, I ended up doing like a blue eyeliner thing. It was okay. It came out like kind of bold. I just didn't like it for that thing. And then the second eye look, I did a super edgy dark look. The dark shades are really pigmented, and I don't usually use a lot of dark shades. So it was kind of fun doing this look. So I really packed on that blue, but it is pigmented, so it's better to pat down these darker shades. And then I tried to make the edges lighter by using the white, and I never blend with white, so it did give me some trouble, but I think because I'm not used to it, I did do a mistake in my inner a little bit, but I just added the blue in later on. And then I ended up using the yellow shade in the middle, and I was gonna go with this look, and it was kind of hard just separating the blue and yellow. Like the contrast is really nice, but it's really hard to keep it clean. So I just ended up putting some shimmers on top of it. And the shimmers are so bright and pigmented. So this eye look, it is dark, but it is bright. And then on the bottom, I just wanted that pop of yellow to come back. So I just added the yellow back in on the bottom. And I just really built it up. It's pretty pigmented. And in the inner corner, I just added the yellow shimmer for even more pop of yellow. And basically, I just played a little bit of the blue shimmer. Actually, the green one that's on the bottom. And this is the look. So it's super edgy and dark, pigmented. Man, those blues are very dark. They're pigmented. I want to do something different. I mean, I tried to do the first 2 eye looks really different from each other. But I think this time we're gonna just do like a completely neutral look. I need to put some eyeshadow primer, and I finally bought one, you guys. So this is the Urban Decay one. I haven't had an eyeshadow primer in a long time, and this one I've not tried. So I'm still testing it out. So I'm not sure if it's like really good because I can't really tell the difference. Well, I haven't compared it with bare eye and one eye and this one with the other, but it hasn't given me any problems with blending or anything. So I think that's a good thing. So I'm just gonna dab this real quick, and then we're just gonna play with the palette. I think for this look, I'm gonna do like a neutral eye look. I know, you guys, neutrals. I don't do a lot of neutrals. I don't mind doing neutrals like once in a while, and songs I make it a little bit extra special. So we're gonna make like one of these shimmers. I'm for sure gonna use this probably in the inner corner, but I think mostly matte because I don't really want to use blues. I don't want to make this look dramatic. I want to make it nice and wearable, soft. So I know this, you could wear it somewhat in the daytime, I would say, with the light browns and stuff, but all right, I just want to start with let's get the heavenly shade first. So this one's like a little bit darker than my skin tone, I will say, so I'm just going to use this just to give me a light transition. And let me see, it's really soft, very finely pressed formula, as in there's no kickback to it, so I feel like I do have to go back into it a little bit to get more product, but it's not, I mean, it's not hard to use. So I'm just gonna do this on the other eye too, just really quick. Okay, it adds like a little like hint of a shadow on my, like it just deepened up my crease area, so I'm just adding like a little hint of this around my eyes. And yeah, it's like a nice nude color on my skin tone. I think right now you guys can see my skin tone. This is pretty much how it looks in real life. Like it's pretty I mean like a light medium to medium, not too dark, not too light either. Okay, and I really love the shades. I think the formula so far is really easy to work with. The darks, I mean the dark mattes are very pigmented, I will say that. And we're gonna start with the brown shade now, the All Is Calm. I have not used this shade. And just dab it. Ooh, it is pretty pigmented. I'm gonna tap this out and just brush it, soften this up, so I could see why that light brown was added, so you could soften this brown, because this brown is really pigmented. Like look at how smoky it looks now. It added a whole lot of depth. So I think I'm gonna get this matte shader here, this bright yellow shade, because I mean I guess it's neutral, but we're just gonna add a little pop of color. I mean I could have just kept it brown, but I think it'll complement well with the brown. Look at that, really pretty. The yellow could be pretty pigmented, so I applied it with the other, on the other side it got, I put too much on the other side, but yeah, I'm just gonna softly add this. Yeah, you could definitely build up this yellow. I'm just using a loose taper brush, so it's just coming out more loosely. And yeah, because I don't want the yellows to stand out as much, but you can make it stand out. And I think I'm gonna use the light brown just to, I'm gonna blend the outer edges right here real quick. I think I'm just gonna make this all matte right here because that's what I'm feeling. So we're just gonna add that heavenly shade, that taupey, very light shade. So it's not gonna do much, it's just gonna add like a hint of color. I guess it made it darker. My lid's a little bit lighter than this shade, but we're just gonna blend those shades, just doing an all matte look almost, but we're just gonna add a shimmer in the inner corner. And I think I'm gonna get a little bit of the All Is Calm shade and just even this out, just add it back in. Just like that. And then I'm gonna get that heavenly shade again and just pretty much soften the edges right here, just real quick. Nothing too complicated. Yeah, I'm gonna use a heavenly shade and then I'm gonna use Twinkle just to deepen my eyes a little bit. So heavenly shade, I'm just gonna pretty much blown out this bottom eye look. So this one I do feel like I need to go back to because it's really light. Like I mean, it barely kind of shows up on my skin tone, because it's just a hint, like maybe one shade or so, 2 shades darker than my skin tone. So that's why I'm just building it up so I could show up. And I'm gonna get the Twinkle shade real quick. It's like a mauvey little purplish shade. This shade right here. I really like this shade. I love browns when they lean a little bit purple. you know, if I want to, I could use that to deepen up my crease. But I'm trying to make this look a little bit different, that's why. Now for the fun part, I'm just going to add some shimmer in the inner corner. I'm going to get the shade Peace. It's the most sparkling shimmer in this palette. This one, it leans a little bit green, but silver and purplish. I don't know, it's kind of... Let's see how it looks on the inner corner, but when I put this on my lid, it looked a little bit greenish, that's why. So I'm just going to use this same brush I was using. Just want to see how it looks in the inner corner. I don't want this look to be too much. Like, I don't want to add the blue. I don't want to make this colorful. I want to... A little Laganya. Okay, and yeah, I'm just spreading the shimmers across my bottom. See, it leans a little like greenish, maybe like olive silver. It's really pretty. I'm gonna raise this, do a little arch, just to have a little something special. Even with this eye look. Okay, so we're just gonna end up changing this look a little bit. We're still gonna keep it neutral. I'm just gonna end up using the Oz Calm shade, add it on my lid, just like a hint. The shade is pretty dark, so I'm just gonna add more of a brown shade, so it could be more noticeable. Just using a taper blend brush. I packed on that light shade beforehand, like a lot. So it's better to pat this since I already have so much product on my lid. But I'm just gonna try to apply it evenly a little bit. Well, I'm gonna use this flat brush. Maybe that will do a better job. I'm gonna use a flat brush, just pat it down. There you go. Yeah, that's applying way better than brushing it. So I think I definitely prefer this. The brown, we should have done that in the beginning, but oh well. At least I tested out that shade a little more. So I'm just using this flat brush. I definitely prefer this than the light brown shade. So I think I'm gonna add an eyeliner just to make it a little bit dramatic, just slightly, without being too much. But then I'm gonna bring my put some lashes on. Right, here's the finished eye look, and I know it's really simple, but it's so pretty. And I did went ahead and added like a shadow liner using the two shadows from the palette. I used the shades Always Calm and Savior because I didn't want it to be too dark, so I combined those two shades to do a dramatic liner look. So I kind of made my eyes a little bit more elongated and added these dramatic lashes. Normally I don't give details on lashes because sometimes they're like cheap lashes like from Temu or Shein. Or, I mean, there's some pretty ones I have that are just some from TJ Maxx, like Kala Beauty, I think, or Cara Beauty. But these are actually name brand. They're from Velour, and these are the Sinful lashes. And I've used these lashes on my Aurora Lights review from the Simply Posh. Oh, I love these lashes. I need to get more. I actually won like 3 different sets in a giveaway, and I'm very impressed with the quality. They're so lightweight. They feel so real too. I'm in love with these lashes, like the lashes quality. I need more. All right, well, anyways, I am ready to give you guys my final thoughts about the Silent Night palette, and I created 3 completely different eye looks. I can't believe how, I mean, I really kind of tried because I feel like I was really limited what I can do with this palette, but even then I was still able to create 3 different eye looks. Like the first look was what was it? It was like a purplish, and then this shimmer right here, it's really unique. My favorite shimmer, it has like a hint of green. It's like a green mint. It's like a mint silver. Very unique. Look at that. I really love this shade. I want to put this all over my lid, of course, probably for another look. I did use it for partial my lid, but I just want to use it for my main lid for another day, for next time. But I was trying to just do something different for this last eye look. But yeah, I think these shimmers are nice. The satin shimmer formula, this dual tone formula, this is the shade Frosty. I really love the shade. It's similar to their other shades from their previous palettes. It's really pretty. It's very subtle but glowy. Kind of reminds me of like the Lita Cosmetic, the Wildflower shimmer formula. It's like smooth and glowy. And then we got two of the other shimmers. Let me clean my fingers off. These two blues, I didn't go in detail about it. Well, while I was doing my eye look, I did mention how they are different, but they're still kind of similar in a way. But I do see the slight difference between the two. So this one has a hint of a turquoise shade. You guys seen it from my second eye look, and this one has more of a purple blue. So let me show you guys the shade Starry right here. It's more like green leaning, very pretty, more like an aqua color. So I think I really love this shimmer. And then this one's more purplish blue. So I definitely think you guys could see it, a difference between these swatches and this lighting, because I know we just looking at the palette, it looks very, very similar, but I think they are different enough. They're just, it's not too much of a dramatic tone, like it's not too dark. They have the same depth level, so I think that's another thing that might throw some people off. But besides that, let me see any other shimmers I need to swatch. Well, the shade Bright is probably not my most favorite shimmer. It's my least favorite shimmer. I'm not too crazy for yellows besides the yellows in the Nightshade palette, because those are kind of like glowy and kind of lean a little bit more green. So I love yellows that lean a little bit green, but this one is just a pure Star Bright kind of yellow. So we'll swatch this one. It's very sparkly but very solid. It's not very dimensional. So I would say this is probably the most lackluster shimmer out of all of these shimmers right here. But yeah, I think you could do a nice yellow look, maybe with the green in the inner corner. So you could do kind of colorful looks with this palette too. But I just wanted to show you guys the difference between the shimmers. Now let me give you guys my personal opinions about this palette. Well, with the mattes, I feel like I would have been very happy if I had two different matte colors, but that's me because I love colorful palettes and I don't mind having neutral palettes. When I first seen this, I was like really excited about it because I love browns and blues together, and then I thought the yellow was fun because I also love yellows and blues together as well. So that's why I was looking forward to trying this palette out. But the browns, I feel like there's not, let's see, like the depth levels between these three browns. This one leans a little bit purplish, like the tone wise, and this one's more of a warmer brown, and this one's very like a light kind of neutral, very nude kind of brown. And then you have these darker shades right here. You have like a dark gray, a black, and then these two blues, I was comparing them the other day. They are very much similar in depth level, like the level of depths as in the darkness level, but there is slight very different tones between the two. Sunny Night leans a little bit green, while this one's more of a navy blue, so you can barely tell the difference because how dark they are. But I will show you guys in my fingers because I think you guys could see better my fingers. Right, here's the two different blues. The darker shade is the shade Child, and it leans all like navy blue, maybe like a hint of purple. And while the other shade, Silent Night, it leans a little bit green blue. So this one's definitely darker, but they're both completely like very, very dark blues. And I think pretty much my only, I kind of mentioned it earlier, I would have preferred if this one had two different colors, because I mean, I'm kind of picky because I don't tend to get a lot of neutral palettes. This one kind of leans a little bit neutral. There is some variety. You could do a lot of dramatic looks and some soft looks with this one. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be two. If it was just one shade, maybe I would have been a little bit happier. But that's just being me. That's my personal preferences. I love having some option to do my eye looks. That's why I really love their previous two palettes, the Haunted and the Nightshade palette. The Nightshade does have like like about 3 different color groups, but that one is like one of the most unique palettes in my collection, so that's why I love that one. That one's really special. And this one, they really went well with the theme of New Year's and New Year's Eve. You could use this during the nighttime or even for New Year's. The shimmers, they're super sparkly and they're shifty too. Besides that, I'm so grateful that this was sent to me because I love supporting indie brands, of course, but I also love sharing my honest opinions, and we all have different tastes in eyeshadow palettes or makeup. So however I feel, you may feel different, but I just want to share my opinions of how I feel. And if this wasn't sent to me, I would have personally passed, not because I don't want to support a brand. I love supporting indie brands, but it's because towards this end of the year and the past few months, I've been really strict in what I purchase, and I'm trying to keep it up. Because I don't want to keep just buying, and I want to enjoy the palettes I have. I don't want to neglect them. And yeah, it's really hard because we all love indie makeup. Not all of us, but some of us, we love indie makeup. We love new things. We love playing with new color stories, and yeah, that's part of the makeup journey, honestly. But yeah, that's basically it. So I really hope you guys find this video helpful, or the eye looks inspirational. So please let me know if you guys already have this palette, what you guys think about it. I know we all have different opinions, but this is just my opinion. I think the formula is still great. It's just that I gravitate a little bit more of a color variety palette, but I do reach for neutral palettes. But the thing for me to use neutral palettes, I need to have sparkles, because it's very rare for me to do all matte look. Like this one's almost all matte, but just a hint of shimmer, which is something like I really love this look, guys. I really love this look. It's my favorite look out of the 3, most definitely. Sometimes that happens. The most basic looks ends up being my favorite. But yes, definitely let me know what you guys think about this palette, or if you guys are gonna just shop your stash, because I totally support that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.